Hey, you guys, welcome back to the channel. If you are new around here, my name is Jennifer. Welcome to Simple Beauty with Jennifer. I've got lots of fun stuff on this channel. We talk about beauty stuff, we talk about life, we talk about social and entertainment commentary, all the good stuff. I love the royal family. And we're going to be talking about the faux royals. Meghan Markle last night released a brand new video on her Instagram profile. It's been making the rounds all day today. I woke up and saw the video, saw all the articles, saw the commentary on it. So what I want to do is I want to play the video first, and then we will go ahead and chat about it, okay? I've got my iced coffee here. I've got my water. Let's watch, and then we will discuss. Okay, the first thing I want to tell you before we get into the video really quick is she dropped this. I think it was almost 10 o'clock on the West Coast when she dropped it. Now I'm Central Time, so that was what? Almost midnight? I mean, it didn't hit Instagram, the Instagram, until after 1 a.m. East Coast time. So here is the vid. Hold on, guys. Let me make sure I've got it at the beginning here. Okay, here we go. Let's watch, shall we? Okay. Cat's out of the bag. I'm shocked we've kept this a secret for so long. In 2 weeks, my show is coming out, which I'm so excited for. And also my business, which I think there's been a lot of curiosity about. Last year, I had thought, you know what, American Riviera, that sounds like such a great name. It's my neighborhood, it's a nickname for Santa Barbara, but it limited me to things that were just manufactured and grown in this area. Then Netflix came on, not just as my partner in the show, but as my partner in my business, which was huge. So I thought about it, and I've been waiting for a moment to share a name that I had secured in 2022, and this is the moment. And it's called As Ever. As Ever essentially means as it's always been. And if you followed me since 2014 with the TIG, you know I've always loved cooking and crafting and gardening. This is what I do, and I haven't been able to share it with you in the same way for the past few years, but now I can. So as things are starting to trickle out there, I wanted you to hear it from me first. Of course, there will be fruit preserves. I think we're all clear at this point that jam is my jam. But there's so many more products that I just love that I use in my home, and now it's time to share it with you. So I can't wait for you to see it. Okay. I'm kind of a lunatic. I've already watched this about 5 times. I don't know why I'm such a maniac. I always get really giggly, and it's just it's funny to watch this. And it's not supposed to be funny, that's the thing, but I think that's the, impression it's giving a lot of people. We just start laughing. Um, okay, so we'll play it and we'll pause and we'll chat, but I told you that she dropped this almost in the middle of the night for a lot of people, especially East Coasters in the US and people in Europe. So it was late, middle of the night. And when I woke up to this, I was talking to my mom this morning over coffee. So I have a little bit of a glimpse into people like her's mind, why they do this. So we all have been saying for years and years and years that all this woman does is she is just living her life on social media. And even when she wasn't present on social media like she is now with her Instagram, she was constantly watching, surveying the landscape to see what everyone's saying about her. And I think that she's at the stage now where she does know that whatever she puts out is going to be just heavily, heavily criticized. And as we've discussed in all of our videos, for good reason. So she knows she's going to be heavily criticized. So what she does, I believe, is I don't think she could have posted this and given us this announcement about her company and her lifestyle brand and her show and all this. She could not have made this announcement, say, like a normal person in the morning or in the early afternoon, and then just wait and see what everyone says, because I think that would have really ruined her day. So I think what she's doing, or what she's thinking, is she's going to put this out and then she's going to shut everything down and go to bed. That way she can at least get a good night's sleep and not worry about it so much. And then when she wakes up, she'll just deal with it. So that was just the first thing that I thought when I was watching this. But let me go ahead and refresh this page. Okay, so first thing that I noticed there is you hear Harry's voice say, "We're recording." Now, you see that she reaches for the camera at a certain point, and you can tell through the entire video that she is holding the camera, the phone. I'm sure she knows how to hold a phone and record herself. So we didn't really need to know he was there. We didn't need to hear his voice, but it's all strategic. They need to communicate to us that they are still very much in love. and he's there with her 100% along
Cat's
the
out of the
way
bag.
at
I'm
every
shocked
turn.
we've
So
kept this
that's
a
what I
secret
think
for
that
so
was
long. In
about.
2 weeks, my show is coming out, which I'm so excited for. And also my business, which I think there's been a lot of curiosity about. Last year, I had thought, you know what, American Riviera, that sounds like such a great name. It's my neighborhood. It's a nickname for Santa Barbara. But it limited me to things that were just
This whole demeanor, this whole thing that we're seeing right now, she tries to portray this where it's like everything is so spontaneous and she's such a lover of life and she's so just unbothered by everything that she just picks up a camera and then it's just like everyone is so, you know, talking about my business. And there's been a lot on there about well, of course there is, because this is what she's been putting out. She's been hinting at a business for over a year that's never come to fruition. This American Riviera Orchard that she promised us back in March of 2024 never really came of anything. It was a landing page that was collecting emails, and then it was a label slapped on jars of jam that she was handing out to, I think, what, fewer than 10 people on social media that was reposting it. So there really never was a company. There never was a project. There never was anything. The public was scratching their heads for almost an entire year, wondering what the heck was going on. What is this brand? What is this company? What is this website? What is this message? The marketing was just a total flop and it left so many people confused. But the way that she's trying to reset the narrative here is it's as if to say, it's just been this spontaneous thing and so many people are interested, but now I'm finally here to tell you what it's all about. It's just a very weird sketchball way to talk about something as important as what you're going to be branding and talking about.
and
So,
also my business,
yeah.
which I think there's been a lot of curiosity about. Last year, I had thought, you know what, American Riviera, that sounds like such a great name. It's my neighborhood. It's a nickname for Santa Barbara. But it limited me to things that were just manufactured and grown in this area. Then Netflix came on, not just as my partner in the show, but as my partner in my business, which was huge. So I thought about it.
Okay, I'm going to call a little bit of you know what on this. I grew up in California, you guys, and I'm not really sure. I know the state has obviously been devastated with all the fires and things going on, but California grows so many fruits, so many vegetables. It's what, like the sixth or seventh largest economy in the world, just the state of California. So they're an exporter of all kinds of things. So to hear her say that she didn't want to have American Riviera Orchard as being the face and the moniker for the brand because it would limit her to what the state could provide in the way of goods that she could then turn around and sell is a bunch of nonsense because there's so many wonderful things that come out of California. That just seems really, really odd to me that she would say that because that really doesn't make any real kind of sense. And there's been so many rumors swirling around. We all know that her show was supposed to come out on January 15th. They do all this stuff with the wildfires, become disaster tourists, get all the blowback, and then the show is put on hold until March. There's even been rumors out there that the show was going to go ahead and be pushed back even further, like in the summertime. But I guess apparently Netflix isn't buying it. They want this out and they want this put out now. I'm sure they just want to get it over with, but okay.
And also my business, which I think there's been a lot of curiosity about. Last year,
There
I
has
thought,
been
you
a
know
lot
what,
of
American
curiosity
Riviera,
about
that
it. And she's created that atmosphere. And it wasn't even so much curiosity. It was more like people, again, saying, what the H is going on with this woman? Is she coming out with something or is she not coming out with somebody? And she's not being entirely forthcoming here because everybody who knows and can research knows that this woman has been plagued with trademark problems related to the branding of this American Riviera Orchard. I can't even say it. ARO. Okay. Can anyone really say that easily? It just does not roll off the tongue. So, point being, she's been involved in all this kerfuffling going on with the trademarking of this particular company. And it's been embarrassing to look at and watch from a marketing and business standpoint. And she knows that, but she's making light of it as if to be like, everyone's so interested, but now I'm finally unveiling it. If she could go back in time, she would erase America Riviera Orchard and not have that in the collective consciousness as a trademark fail. but she's branding it as if it was just like part of the journey and now here we are. It's just so weird. She couldn't get the trademark and that's why she can't move forward with that. It's not because she felt that it was the area limited her or her business. There's so many entrepreneurs and things coming out of California. It's a mecca for entertainment, lifestyle, culture, everything. And she felt that that limited her. Make this make sense, you guys. Do you notice though also how she's constantly touching her hair, touching her face? Like she seems extremely nervous, just very, very nervous. She's trying to appear impossibly fresh and she's trying to appear natural and spontaneous, but it's not coming across like that. I actually do feel really sorry for her because she looks like a deer in headlights. She looks very, very nervous. She looks like someone who is really, really trying very, very hard. It's uncomfortable to watch.
Netflix came on not just as my partner in the show, but as my partner in my business, which was huge. So I thought about it, and I've been waiting for a moment to share a name that I had secured in
Netflix isn't her partner. Netflix hired her to make content for them. See the phrasing and the flip-flop twisting of the narrative? I guess the one successful thing that they really did have on Netflix was the 6-hour show where they were basically trash talking their family, the royal family, his family and her family as well, just trash talking their respective families. That was the one that had success because it was that train wreck that people couldn't look away from. People wanted to see the dirt that Harry and Meghan were going to dish on the royal family. That's really why Netflix signed them, in my opinion, and why people tuned in, because they wanted to hear the dirt, because it was a real life soap opera that people could not look away from. The Heart of Invictus documentary was kind of The Polo documentary didn't really go anywhere, did not get the viewership. Then when they finally do release something, how many years after they enter into this contract with Netflix, it's just her alone with Love Meghan thing, universally panned before it even came out. People were just butchering the trailer. And she's framing it as if it's been this wonderful partnership this whole time. And, here we are. It doesn't make sense.
which was huge. So I thought about it, and I've been waiting for a moment to share a name that I had secured in 2022.
I don't believe that. I don't believe that she secured as ever. She's been only signing off as ever on her Instagram posts in 2025. Everything up to this point, we've never heard as ever from her. We've heard about American Riviera Orchard last year, but we have not heard about as ever. Okay? These little slips that she tries to slip in to justify the chaos that we've been witnessing. And she phrases it as if, I just thought about it. I just thought about it last week and decided to do as ever. And Netflix is my partner, and they're also a partner in my business. Well, if you know anything about what's been going on with this woman in the last couple of weeks, everybody was talking about that Netflix has some standalone stores in 2 malls in the United States. And there are these freestanding Netflix stores that carry merchandise that ties into the popular Netflix shows. So because no one heard anything from this brand that she had been talking about for almost a year, we had no idea what it was about, what was for sale. Then it started, they were going to take some selections like her jams and maybe some olive oils and things and sell them in those stores. So I think that's what she's talking about here. But I don't know if what she is going to be selling is going to be tied to those stores now exclusively and just say the Netflix Spotify website, or if it's going to be just her website. And we'll get into that in a second. And then the post on the side, let me read it to you guys. Some of you may have heard whispers about what I've been creating. In 2 weeks, my series on Netflix launches. But there's something else I've been working on. I'm thrilled to introduce you to As Ever, a brand that I created and have poured my heart into. As Ever means as it's always been, or some even say, quote, in the same way as always. If you followed along since my days at the TIG, this new chapter is an extension of what has always been my love language. So she's talking about everything she cherishes: food, gardening, entertaining, thoughtful living, finding joy in the everyday. I will keep sharing behind the scenes tidbits with you as we ramp up to launch, and I can't wait. Sending love as ever. This was not something that she had been creating for even a month, in my personal opinion. This is something that sprung up. That is my take, and that is a lot of people's take on here, was that she was scrambling. And Netflix was saying, like, if you want our help, if you want our support, this American Riviera Orchard thing is not going anywhere. It's in trademark limbo. What is going on? You need to get on board now. Figure something out now. And that is exactly what is happening here. And a lot of people are noticing that she is merching a necklace. She's got some red necklace here that she's showing. We'll talk about that. Now, as ever, is a very European thing to say. I'm sure a lot of you that follow this woman and Harold and their story knows who Neil Sean is. He is a commentator here on YouTube that talks about the royal family and predominantly about Harry and Meghan. And he says "as ever" a lot in his videos. Now, I don't know if she's specifically trolling him, but that is something to me that is a very, very European type thing to say, particularly a British thing to say. And I feel like she's saying this because she still wants us to consider her part of European royalty. She still wants us to see her first and foremost as a duchess, as a member of the British royal family. And she is going to present to us an elegant refinement in the way she talks, the way she speaks, the way she brands herself, everything that she's doing. It doesn't seem ripped jeans, yoga mat, lifestyle California, like she's always trying to portray herself as. It seems more of, remember I'm royal, remember I'm royal. No one in America talks like this. No one in America is writing "as ever," signing off their social media posts "as ever." So that's another thing that I thought about when I was like looking at this. I was thinking to myself, that's just not, it's just not realistic. And there she is, hand up. Check out the watch, check out the Cartier Diana tank watch, check out all the jewelry. She's got to show us that. So she's so effortlessly, naturally chic. She's trying to portray the no makeup, hair pulled back in a bun, but yet she's got all this like beautiful jewelry.
With the TIG, you know, I've always loved cooking and crafting and gardening. This is what I do, and I haven't been able to share it with you in the same way for the past few years, but now I can.
She hasn't been able to share all of the loves of her life, like the food, the gardening, the entertaining, the thoughtful living. Why weren't you allowed to? Well, you weren't allowed to because you married into an institution that is about service and charity and duty to the crown. That's why you weren't able to, because you married into the family. The queen gave her the option if she wanted to not have an HRH, not want to work full time for the firm, if she wanted to continue acting. The queen was gracious, wanted to allow her to do all those things because the queen knew that she was a 35, 36-year-old middle-aged woman who had a life, right? She had a life. And, you know, we're not going to keep you from that life if this is what you want to do. But she didn't want to do that. She wanted to become a member of the royal family full-time and work for the crown. She did. She saw the inner workings of it, saw that she wasn't going to be the superstar that she wanted to be, got angry and upset, and then bolted after 18 months. So when she tries to recraft the narrative as if to say that she wasn't able to share this with us, well, there's a reason why she wasn't able to, because she was working for the family in a philanthropic capacity. That's what the royals do. They represent the crown. They're dignitaries. They go out, they work charities, they call attention to things that are about the people, that are about service and duty, not about merching stuff in a Netflix store. So I just find that a little dig, and I find it particularly distasteful and infuriating, as if to say that she's such a wonderful joy of a woman that's been held back by the horrible, rotten British monarchy. And again, the hypocrisy is in full view here, because if they're so awful, then drop the titles, drop the pinky rings where your little royal monogram, drop all of it. Just do your thing, be an influencer, and just drop the act.
Way for the past few years, but now I can. So as things are starting to trickle out there, I wanted you to hear it from me first. Of course, there will be fruit preserves. I think
so. She already knows that everyone gave her a bunch of crap about the jam, and that's her little way of acknowledging it.
My home, and now it's time to
okay, I can't anymore. So I wanted to show you guys. Look at this. Look what I found. There's an article on the dailymail.co.uk website that I came across 10 minutes before I turned this camera on. And look what it says. Spanish town considers legal action against Meghan Markle after logo for her luxury brand, As Ever, bears striking similarities to its coat of arms. And see, now this town is, and I'm going to probably butcher the pronunciation. For that, I apologize. Poroes. It's in Spain, a small little seaside town in Spain with about a population, I think I read, of about 5,000 people. This is their coat of arms for that little town, and this is hers for As Ever. And apparently, look at that. It's on an island. It's a little sleepy village, a Spanish village. And apparently, it says somewhere in the article here. Let me see if I can find it. Hold, please. So the mayor of this town told a local newspaper that they felt that the likeness to the town's coat of arms and her As Ever moniker was surreal. The likeness was surreal, and that the town hall was, I guess, going to meet to decide whether or not to take legal action against her. Do I think they're going to? No, I don't. But I think it's just particularly delicious to have this out already now, less than 24 hours after she put that video out. It seems like she, in every direction this woman steps is the wrong direction to go. In my last video, I talked about how Princess Catherine never sets a foot wrong. All this woman does is step in quicksand. It's amazing to me, these decisions. What type of research are you doing into these things that you're designing for your company? Something as important as your brand, your branding, your logo. Everything is just so haphazard. It's amazing to me. And another thing people were pointing out was what you're seeing here was I guess it was the new website for her branding, but it was taken down very, very quickly and replaced with something in the last 24 hours. But the reason why I don't buy, and a lot of people aren't buying, that this was something that she had been in constant development since 2022, she told us, is because everything in this background was what was shown when she released that blurry Instagram video a year ago. Same outfit, same kitchen, same everything. It's just, it seemed like they took off the American Riviera Orchard logo and all that and just splashed on the As Ever. Because this one was immediately taken down when people started saying that, and we're noticing that. See? And now, if you go to asever.com, you will see this. And let me show you guys something. When you Google As Ever, take a look at this, you guys. When you Google As Ever and you type it into Google, this is what comes up. The first hit is As Ever, nyc.com. This is I guess it's clothing. Again, why would you want to brand yourself? I mean, are we going to start hearing about As Ever, nyc.com, this company coming out and saying that, wait a minute, hold on a minute, this is too close to our brand too? It's just all very, very weird. So this is the As Ever website, asever.com. And this is, I guess, a picture of little 3-year-old Lilibet running alongside of her mom. Looks like a golf course. I guess this has got to be the backyard of their house because there are those 2 palm trees that they've talked about in the past as being the symbol of her and Harry's love. And I guess you can get on their email, and this is done by the exact same web designers that did her other one. It's so incredibly boring. I don't get this. I don't understand what is going on with this. So you cannot tell me, look at this picture. These were the jars of jam that she was gifting her celebrity friends on Instagram and having them repost about it last spring. And it says American Riviera Orchard. You cannot tell me that she wasn't going forward with trying to get that out and get that publicity out there if she had been developing As Ever since 2022. Because these jars of jam were gifted to people like Chrissy Teigen and Kris Jenner just last year, spring 2024. So none of this makes sense. Everything she is telling us does not make sense. So what do you guys think about all of this? You know, this is where we're at after a nice long weekend. We were hanging out, having a good time, and then I wake up this morning and all of this hullabaloo nonsense. What do you guys think about that NYC clothing company, As Ever NYC? That is something that I didn't read about. I just was rando typing stuff into Google as ever to try to pull up that website, and that's what I found too. I mean, this stuff is just piling on, and there doesn't really seem to be any type of plan with this woman or planning. Megan, I mean, honestly, you've got the wealth, you've got the resources, you've got the name recognition. I don't understand why we are bumbling and fumbling this so badly. It's just, I mean, it's not fun to watch someone just completely wreck themselves like this over and over and over. I mean, I don't think us out there are legit cheering for someone to fail, but what do you guys think? Let me know down in the comments below. I know we're in for some more because she said that she's going to be dropping more stuff until launch. So what? It's mid-February, so we got another 2 weeks of this. So let's see what gets dropped. Are we gonna be, you know, talking about olive oil, tablecloth, dog leashes? How about kitty litter? Is she gonna have as ever kitty litter now? I don't know, you guys. I also wanted to remind you, if you have not seen my Princess Catherine video that I just uploaded the other day, I want you to go check it out. If you need a palate cleanse from all of this Harry and Meghan nonsense, it's a testament to that rough year she had when she was diagnosed with cancer and how she came out the other side. I even share with you guys a little bit of my own personal cancer journey. That's why that video is so special to me. I absolutely love Catherine, and to know that she went through something I went through, it's just, you've got to watch it. I put together a beautiful montage of photographs of her over the years during her time in the family. So be sure and check it out. I'm going to go eat dinner. I'll talk to you later. Bye.